And we're back.
If you're hearing us, that means it's us, and it's this meets that. It's a lot of
Sound
it's.
more bored.
That's a lot of it's. I'm trying not to. It's a lot of it's there. I'm sorry. If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast where two friends who know nothing about anything talk about bad movies. And I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
You see how I threw you off there?
Yeah, that was a horrible intro.
No, it was great. I kind of threw you off because I was like, I'm just gonna,
You're getting worse at the intro every time.
Well, all right. Well,
go on.
We'll fix this in post.
Don't fix this.
So we're back for part 2 of Little Italy.
Sure.
That's the name of the movie, right?
That is the name of the movie, yeah.
I was actually worried. I was like, did I say that right? Part 2, Little Italy. It's a rom-com steeped in stereotypes. And if you listen to the last episode, which you should.
Yeah.
Before you listen to this one.
I agree.
Spoilers. But last we left off, we had Foot Fetish Guy.
Yep.
Obsessed. I love that. So that's the point where we picked to stop. That Foot Fetish Guy who's obsessed with Robert Emma's or Emma Roberts' feet in the backyard barbecue. Yep. And we're leading into a date night because Christian Hayden and Robert Emma's had set up a date night. That's correct. Now we're into
making a pizza.
Making a pizza. You like it as sauce? You like it as spicy sauce?
A spicy meatball.
Your crust. It's a crusty.
Yeah, it's good. So
my first thought, by the way, so Nikki and Leo is Christian Hayden, Nikki is Robert's Emma. The kitchen in his apartment, by the way, we've seen his apartment once. We said his bedroom. He's got a roommate, which is Luigi, right? They live above the bar.
Yep.
This kitchen,
it's gorgeous.
I'm trying to cut down on my swearing. I think I've done very well over the last couple episodes.
I'm proud of you.
It's a fucking sick kitchen.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I would not have gotten that from the rest of the apartment that they showed earlier. But
no, and this is what I wanted the movie to be like. Like this whole scene, I would watch this scene if they extended it into a movie. This is when I think there were a few times when I had the same note.
Please explain.
Yeah, there were a few times in this movie when I had the same note where I would love to watch this. Like, this is where it gets to the chef kind of movie where he's like, talking about this pizza recipe where he's got Gouda and he's got figs and he's got a little arugula and balsamic. What? Who gives a shit? Yeah. It doesn't matter. Fancy living. I'm a little bit skeptical of his temperatures and times when he's talking about.
You just wanted to watch a cooking show, basically.
Yes, okay. Exactly. I want to watch a cooking show. Yeah. And this is my first gripe with the cooking scene because, again, this is what I'm here for. They're talking about 700 degrees for 90 seconds. Sure, 700 degrees is hot, but the kind of Neapolitan pizza that Christian Hayden is making right now that's a 900 degree pizza. In my professional opinion. In my semi-professional opinion, we're talking
900 degrees.
We're talking at least 900 degrees. You don't want to go 700. Like, why would you have a pizza oven that cooks at 700 degrees when you can have a pizza oven that cooks at 900 degrees? I don't know. This upset me.
Okay.
If he's going to be snobby about pizza for a minute.
Okay.
Go full pizza snob.
And you're saying 900 is the way to go?
Yes. You want to go hotter. The hotter, the better.
Okay. All right. You cook your oven max at what, 500?
Yeah, it's depressing.
Yeah. Standard household oven, right?
Yep. Someday.
Okay, cool. So then, we get a little pizza off thing here, throwing off the cooking skills.
Yeah.
Robert's Emma, she shows off how she knows how to handle a knife.
Yeah. She's confronting Christian Hayden about why he doesn't confront his father about the pizza nonsense that he wants to get into.
Yeah, because Christian Hayden wants to do, cool new organic pizzas, right?
Right.
Square pizzas.
Yeah, crazy. And this is when
Crazy.
I love how they keep making this a point. When Christian Hayden says, "Oh, he believes pizza should be round and with sauce and mozzarella." Like,
Like,
yeah, like the pizza you just fucking put in the oven a second ago. Like, that pizza's super round.
you mean like the pizza that, that's pizza? I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
like
maybe the roundest pizza that's ever been created. You just put in the oven.
I was like, there's nothing wrong with a round pizza with sauce and mozzarella.
No,
That sounds actually like an excellent pizza to me.
sure. Don't get me wrong. I love pizza, all shapes and sizes.
Like,
But
don't try and change what works. Like, just make a better pizza.
yeah,
Make it better.
and then also they took that pizza out of a 700-degree oven
Mm-hmm.
and then put it in their mouths immediately. That wouldn't happen.
Good call. I didn't even think about that. That's right. Because pizza, yeah, you know what? Good call. Because every time you get a pizza, it is scorching.
Yes, and they
Freaking hot,
they
right?
showed you there weren't any weird cuts or anything.
No,
They
no.
showed you from taking the pizza out of the oven,
Placing
slicing it.
He did the cutter, and then they immediately picked it up and started eating it.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, the roofs of their mouth, like a real rom-com, their roofs of their mouths would have been just torched.
destroyed. Yeah,
Absolutely torched. Like,
and he's cutting into the crust with a crunch, and then they pick up the pizza and it's floppy.
yeah.
How do you cut into crunch? You pick it up, it's floppy. Makes no sense. Movie continuity out the window.
Man, your attention to detail just amazes me sometimes. And then
I hate this movie so much.
And Christian Hayden is where he notches up the Italian again, and it's just oh god, ugh.
Oh, Buca di Beppe. No, shout out to Buca di Beppe though. If you want to sponsor us,
And if you want to hop on the show, let us know. So I'm not sure if you also caught this little goof here. Maybe not, but I don't know. I'm gonna throw it out there. So he took a bite of the pizza, right? Which he had some mushrooms on there, shiitake mushrooms it looked like, whatever, blah, blah, right?
Sure.
And then he pulled the pizza out and he's like, and there's a key point too, when he said like, she was like impatient. She wanted to pull the pizza out. She's like, it's done. Remember this?
Yeah,
this is important. Because he was just like,
they make a call back to that later. Yeah.
Make a call back to this later. And he was just like, no, you gotta wait. You gotta wait a little bit longer, right? You gotta wait a little bit longer. This is actually how he sounded. And then, pulls the pizza out and then he's like, and then you put a little arugula on there, right?
Yeah.
And then they take a bite of the pizza. They're in real life, their mouths would have been just lit on fire, roofs of their mouths just scorched, right?
700 degrees, yeah.
But did you notice when he took a bite, there was like a little chunk of arugula hanging out from the corner of his mouth? Did you see that? Are you serious? How did you not see that? It was so egregious. It was like one of those things where like if you were on a date with someone, you'd have been like, hey, just, it's right there. Just get it.
You can't see this, listeners, but Russ is vigorously fingering his mustache.
All right, go easy with the verbs there. But yeah, right, it's right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Come on, just get it's right in the corner. And it was just hanging. You saw like a little string hanging out. I can't believe you didn't see this. I immediately just saw it.
No.
And I was like, someone. And then they just showed her and then they cut back to him and it was gone. I was like,
I think I was more focused on the pizza.
Bullshit. So we had a lot of problems with this whole entire scene then.
Yeah, I hate all of it. I hate this movie so much.
Fuck. All right, well, let's continue on with our hate here.
Yeah.
Then we cut quickly
back to the church.
Back to the church, which we thought that the grandparents weren't allowed back in the church, but
yeah, they made an explicit point about not being allowed back at church.
Yeah, and then they went back to the church anyway, so that's how that works. And then we get
a rejected proposal. Danny Aiello
and
Andrea Martin,
Christian Hayden's grandfather proposes to Robert's Emma's grandmother, right? Because they've had this hidden forbidden love.
Sure.
The second of the two forbidden loves.
Correct.
And she
denied. You hate to see it happen.
At that age, you hate to see it.
You really do. She didn't even say no. She just kind of walked away.
She just walked out. He opens the box, shows the ring. She closes it, stands up, and just see ya.
Devastating.
GFY.
And then I moved on to the next scene.
Yeah, then we just quickly move. Yeah. So this is apparently happening at the same time that they're still having date night.
That seems correct.
Well, yeah, because they cut back and forth. So then we're back at date night with Robert's Emma and Christian Haydenson. And they go to the rooftop. And man, this is, again, I'm trying to cut down my swearing, but I'm calling it out here. This is a sick fucking rooftop.
Oh, it's incredible.
Like there's, I don't know, like it's got, anyways, yeah. So it's an awesome rooftop. He's got all of his organic, he's growing all his own stuff up there, right?
Yeah, this is another good tip that it was not in New York.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I've been on a bunch of rooftops in New York and they are not like this.
No.
Oh, this seems Canadian. a lot of green space. Gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. And then we get a little insight to Christian Haydenson's character and what he wants to do with his life. And it's like, I don't want to be a delivery boy for the rest of my life and working for the family. I want to open my own pizza place.
Pizza Organica.
Really? Like that's what you got?
Infuriating.
Yeah, that's just like
But at the same time, this is actually kind of my dream. Like I'm really jealous of Christian Haydenson at this point.
Yeah.
When he's talking about how he wants to have this organic garden above a pizza. Like, I want to live that life.
Yes. Too. I mean, I agree. Like, me too. Like, you kidding me? Like, that'd be awesome. Like, we're going to grow all your ingredients up top and then go down and make pizza. Like, Organica? Why not?
Day in the life.
And that's his legacy. That's what he wants. He's got dreams. He's a dreamer. He's got ideas. Pizza apps and Pizza Organica. Never
tell me that Christian Haydenson wasn't a dreamer.
Annie's grown up. There it is. Sand. It gets everywhere. It's like sauce. The sand is like sauce. It gets everywhere. So, and then we get more exposition about both characters, backstory, blah blah blah. But it's like they're talking about stuff that both of them already know, and it's like you're just stating this pretty much for us to know what's going on.
And then she starts hiking up her dress.
Yeah, well,
seems unnecessary.
It was like during they were dancing, right?
Yeah, it's a gay tarantella. You know,
you tell me, man.
Yeah, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. Some say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bit much. But backstory, blah blah blah. I don't know. Stuff happens. We find out he was Facebook stalking her.
Right. They're talking about her leaving back to London.
Like, kind of glaze that over.
They're also taking food safety really casually, which bothers me, where Emma Roberts' character talks about how he looks stupid in his hairnet. And he goes, I don't wear a hairnet. You're like, wait, that's gross.
Man. Yeah.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe you should. Like, it's just...
and then they kind of awkwardly end the scene.
Yeah, it was so strange because, like, they were like having... It was so weird. They're having this whole
and we're
moment.
Back.
And
it's that.
They basically do what we do to you. They did that in this movie. And she's like, I gotta go. Like, what? You just
said it's Al.
Yeah. And that's it. And scene.
So back at Sal's Pizza.
Meanwhile, back at Sal's Pizza. So we go back to Sal's Pizza, the best pizza.
Yeah, where you squeeze the love out of every tomato.
We get some more grandparent kind of sexual innuendo, gross wisdom.
Yeah, sure, wisdom. We'll call it wisdom. I hate this movie.
It's awesome. So I was like, so they cut back to Robert Emma's place, family pizza parlor, and she's like working. She's like hauling dishes around. I was like, didn't she just come back for a visa and pack like 0 bags? Like,
yeah, isn't she supposed to be working on that menu proposal?
Like the rest of your life? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the important plot points we introduced earlier.
We just do Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then there's some grandma wisdom about squeezing tomatoes. We're gonna skip over that one. Then we bounce over to the hall. Meanwhile, across the hall, next door at the other family pizza parlor, we've got, Christian Haydenson there with his grandfather, and basically more grandparent knowledge about love and yeah, I don't know what else yet.
Finally, Nono acknowledging that everyone in Little Italy knows everything. Like that's I think that's one of the things that pissed me off the most about this movie was, they were being so public about all of their actions.
Yes.
Christian Haydenson and Robert Emma, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everything they were doing was so public. Like they made it explicit that everyone knows everything in Little Italy, and Grandpa is the only one who actually finally says it.
Yeah. And it's like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then dropping truth bombs on Christian Haydenson, like, be fearless, learn from your mistakes, have fun while you're alive. Still, rest in peace, Danny Aiello.
And that's probably the best advice ever given ever.
The best advice ever given ever. Be, learn from your mistakes. Don't be an asshole.
Have fun with life.
Yes.
Done. End movie. And then we get
Danny Aiello.
Yeah.
Already. But
this is also the scene. Isn't this also the scene where we get Christian Haydenson made a pizza?
Yeah, figs on a pizza. Who knew?
Who knew? Figs on a pizza. Who knew? 2018. Who knew? This is where we get him making his first pizza, and the family tries, and they all love it.
Yeah. I love that part because that's the movie I wanted to see.
A cooking show.
And they delivered in this one particular moment. Like when Christian Haydenson's dad tries his pizza for the first time, the look on his face, like that's good acting. He's a good actor, whoever this guy is.
He's enjoying that fig pizza.
Yeah, I don't care who this guy is, but he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's just some guy from Canada, probably.
Like that's the movie I wanted to watch. I wanted to see the dad be proud of his son. I wanted to see, Into the Wild. What's that movie?
Okay, we're gonna move on from that.
Yeah, it was emotionally devastating for me, in a good way.
Sure.
So back to Starbucks, more product placement.
Let's get back into it. Hey, Starbucks, by the way, if you want to be in the show, hit us up.
Yeah, shout out to coffee.
You're okay.
Big coffee.
Big coffee drinkers over here.
No, I mean Big Coffee, the industry. Shout out to Big Coffee.
If you want to be in the show, Big Coffee, hit us up.
I know you're mostly Switzerland related, so.
That's fine, but expand your horizons and come to itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com.
Right.
So Danny Aiello and Andrea Martin, they're having yet another meetup at Starbucks, of course.
Yeah.
And Danny Aiello is giving yet again some great wisdom to the viewer, I thought.
Truth bombs, yeah.
No regrets.
The only regrets we'll have are the chances we didn't take and the love we didn't make.
Come on.
Beautiful.
That's great. How could they not have written the rest of the movie that well?
And that's when I said, Carlo and Franca could be a movie. I would totally watch this movie. It wouldn't be as bad as this movie is.
No, definitely
not. Like Carlo dropping bombs like smile while you still have your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you love to see it. I love movies about old people.
Sure.
Give me a bucket list any day.
It's so comforting.
Right.
And then we get she says yes to the engagement. So
yeah, adorable.
Yeah, yet again, Starbucks, Big Coffee, just making lives better.
Yep. Very clear Starbucks cups.
Very clear. I think there was like 14 on the table, actually. There was a lot.
Oh, what an orgasm in my mouth. Is what I imagine them saying.
Yeah. So let's move on. So we cut to from there. Now we're in Robert's Emma's bedroom.
Yeah, Nikki's at her parents' house.
Nikki's at her parents' and she's there. So
computer program. Can we talk about the computer program that she's using?
It looked like she was like on an Apple II.
Yeah, like this movie came out in 2018.
It was so good. It was like, is she working on like MS Paint and Apple II? What the fuck? Like, is
Microsoft
that even possible?
Access? Like, what is she?
What do you? And she's like designing a menu. She's clearly like, oh, right. Hey, viewer, don't forget she's working on this menu.
I'm upset that you weren't more upset about this.
I saw it and I was like, that looks stupid, and I just moved on.
Yeah, and also at this point, this is when Christian Haydenson comes up and climbs up a ladder held by Andrew Fung,
Right.
delivers a pizza to her bedroom.
Right.
Wait a second, she's gonna just eat a whole heart-shaped pizza right now? Like, that's a good-sized pizza.
But there's some, all right, so there's a couple things in with this whole situation.
Yeah.
So she's
Unpack
there.
it for me.
Let's unpack this a bit. So she's there doing word art on her Apple II. I know that doesn't make any sense, but trust me, it does if you see it. You get it. Oh, clickety click.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna use Word Perfect for a second, or
so he climbs up a what? She's on the second floor? Like
yeah, 20 foot ladder. Probably.
I was gonna say 20 feet, right? 25, 20 feet, right?
Yeah, 20 feet probably.
So he sets up this ladder to a window that's open, by the way, like completely open.
Yep.
She doesn't hear that. Just throwing it out there.
Andrew Fung holding the bottom,
and him climbing up the ladder. You wouldn't hear any of that. All right. So he drops off the pizza. And then she's like, oh, this was weird too. It's like, she's like, I'm not hungry. And he's just like, you're always hungry. I was like, that's
like, way to fat shame.
Yeah. That's a little, I don't know, kind of rude, right? I don't know. Nah, it's okay. You're going to eat it.
Yeah.
You're going to eat it because you're always hungry. Come on, fatty, eat it. Seems like you need to eat something. You're so skinny.
Yeah, very Matilda.
Yeah, I was like, what? That seems just rude and mean.
Yeah, but then she's going to eat that pizza.
100%. I mean, I would too. She opens up the box, heart-shaped. It's got figs and arugula on it again.
Adorable.
I'm pretty sure he's a one-hit wonder. Just arugula and figs. It's like, all right, dude.
Yeah, and then he goes, be ready tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
right.
Sketchy.
And then we get to
the next morning.
The next morning, which is, I love these moments.
How can they afford these giant houses in Toronto? So, like, this is the first time that we really see the outside of the house. So we see it when he's climbing up the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the first time we get the scale because it's daytime.
Yeah.
And, like, whatever neighborhood they're in here, it's a really nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
Presumably some suburb of Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, they own a small pizza place in the middle of town. How can they possibly afford this mansion in Toronto?
Hey, maybe they bought him. The family's been there for a long time. Maybe the parents bought it way back when. Maybe the grandparents owned it and handed it off to the kids. Come on.
It could be that I'm thinking too U.S. centric too, and like maybe in Canada property is affordable.
Yeah, I think you're thinking how depressing it is for you and I thinking about buying a home right now, where we are.
Exactly,
which is impossible.
I would love to spend $500,000 buying a place that's too small.
So scratch that aside and just think of the boomer generation there just owned a home and handed it off to their kids. That's it.
Right. Toronto rips.
Toronto, again, if you want to be.
Yeah, Toronto, big sponsor. If you're interested in sponsoring us.
If you want to be in the show.
It's thismeatbad@gmail.com.
We'll take Air Canada wherever you want to send us.
Exactly.
To Canada. That's the whole point. All right. So next morning we are in one of my favorite movie things ever is the montage.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Dude, we haven't had a montage yet in any of the movies watched. This is our first montage, I think.
No way. We had a montage in Speed Kills.
Did we though?
Definitely. This is our first montage in this movie.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we did have one in Speed Kills. All right. But this feels like a
Shawn Mendes, like,
it's building
baby,
up.
There's nothing holding me back. I hate this song. I hate the song so much because it's at like every wedding I've ever been at in the last 10 years. And also,
yep.
I don't know.
This movie is a time capsule from like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Even though it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah. And yeah. So we get an awesome rom-com montage. You can't have a rom-com without the montage. So day of fun activities,
Advertisement for Toronto on point.
Crushing it. At this point I recognized that the voiceover was gone, so the two of them stopped voiceovering.
Yep. The Little Italy Festival looks amazing.
We get the pizza shirts. They're doing the whole thing. We get shots of food. They have Vespas. Then they have like their driving Vespas, and then they have like their childhood asshole moment where they went back and blew up veggies by the old man who is still alive, by the way.
Poor Mr. Ganucci.
Yeah, and I would think that the firecrackers they still have to blow up, like the food there, would have given him a heart attack and killed him.
Oh, I thought he was dead for sure.
Yeah, it's like they literally they put firecrackers inside of the eggplant and whatever it's made of. Put it on this thing like the beginning of the movie when they were kids, right? And then lit it off. It thing exploded and like he's just like tossing her in the air like right next door. It's like what?
I'm glad at least they left him a basket of treats, which I appreciate.
Yeah, that was to make up for them being rude to the elderly.
Yeah, which they were awful to the elderly.
Not sure that makes up for it. And then there are scooters, big scooter riders, Vespa, yeah, I guess that's true. Vespa cruising around town.
Yeah.
Pretty solid montage going through the rain, the water, not the rain, but the hydrant that was splashing water everywhere. Here we go. Yeah.
Yep. Then we get back to the apartment.
And come on, what a better setup than riding the scooter through water. Oh man, we're all wet. Hey, we're back in my apartment. We're having a good time. Guess we got to take off these wet clothes and dry them.
Ever the gentleman,
Christian Hayden
talking about, oh, it's getting harder by the minute to be a gentleman. He means, but also what he means.
But I didn't mean it like that.
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah. I hate this movie still.
Yeah, so yeah, this is terrible too. And then they have a moment where they're mostly naked, and she says,
"Do you want to?
Yeah, you want to play a game?"
Which I appreciate from like a Saw standpoint. I was really hoping this was a Saw.
Oh, man, how great would it have been? Like a total turn right in the middle. She just like cuffs him to his like his own closet and is like, "Here's the
shit out of that movie."
And then here's the pizza pie cutter. Right? Do you want to play a game?
Amazing.
Oh, that would have been. What do we get? We got. You want to play a game?
Maybe something where you can score for a change.
Burn. Ooh.
Gross. And then I'm glad they didn't have a weird graphic sex scene, even though this movie's rated R.
Yeah.
For no reason. This is when I think we start to cut scene to scene pretty quick. Like I think we're getting to the climax.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot more, unfortunately.
Things start speeding up at this point, right? Because we're past the halfway point now. Things got to like kind of pick up in terms of what goes wrong. Something's got to go wrong, right? So
like we end up at the old folks in bed.
So this is a weird cut. So Christian Hayden and Robert's Emma, they hook up, right?
Yep.
And then we cut to the grandparents' apartment.
Sure.
And
is this an apartment or like a hotel? I thought this was a hotel.
Whatever. They're in bed. Doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Grandparents are in bed, like they just hooked up, and I was like, well, this is a weird.
What a twist.
What a twist, but I was like, this is kind of a weird transition, though.
I'm into it. And we got Andrea Martin saying, oh, they're going to freak out, as the kids say.
Oh, my God. Bunch of old person jokes here. Yeah, I'm just going to glaze over this because it was just so weird.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, are we going to have sex again? And he goes, yeah, or die trying. And I was like, that's fucked up. But
yeah, that's right. Like,
all right, whatever you're into.
Like, if one of you dies while doing that, it's kind of just, that's scary. It's terrifying.
So then cut back to Nikki and Leo again at the Hayden apartment.
I forget what happened. Oh, she gets a call, right?
From her chef boss,
Jane Seymour from London. That's right, right. So, all right, we wake up the next day. They've hooked up, blah, blah. Things are happening. Yay, we're happy. And then she gets the FaceTime call from Jane Seymour from London. She takes the call up on the sweet ass rooftop. And she's like, hey, pretty much Jane Seymour just calls her out for everything. She's like, how's the menu coming along? Your hair looks like you've had sex. And she drops the line, is his penis more pressing than my menu? Which was like,
great line. Incredible line.
And then, of course, that's a setup for classic sexual innuendo comments. So
I've worked too hard to come back to this.
Yeah, like I'm on it. Oh, not that, but you know what I mean? I'm on that. Like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
And then he comes up.
And this is the first time it came clear to me that he wasn't dating the flight attendant. I thought they were in a relationship. I
No,
thought,
man. Dude.
I thought that he was cheating on the flight attendant by being with Robert's Emma here.
No, the whole movie he hasn't been dating anyone. Come on, you've been paying attention?
No.
Like right now.
I hate this movie.
You're looking down. You're not even looking at me.
I'm looking at you. I fucking hate this movie so much.
Flight attendant. She's flighty. She's here and there.
Yeah.
Come on.
She's no Kaylee Cuoco, plug for flight attendant on HBO Max. Shout out to HBO.
Any flight attendants, like we said before, any airlines want to come on the show, let us know.
Pay us money. Yeah. We would love to have you. Yeah, I fucking hate this movie. They talk about having a tryst, right? This is when Emma Roberts goes, I've really enjoyed our tryst, and I'm really glad that Christian Hayden.
You hate words, by the way. I don't like that word. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, is that how you spell it? Is that how you actually spell that word? I don't.
Tryst. Yes.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's a terrible word.
Gross. I hate tryst.
Yeah.
And Christian Hayden, luckily, calls her out on it and goes, "Yes, tryst, really?
Really? Thank you, Annie. Thanks, Annie."
Yeah, go murder some sand people and
seriously.
Come back to me when you're not having a tryst.
Just make me so angry. So yeah, and then he comes up and they have this thing, and she's kind of flipping out.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, she's having a regular old
flip out. Flippity flip. Okay, so anyways, whatever. Yeah, so that happens, and now we've got like a little bit of conflict, if you will, and she's like, I got to go do this thing, and I don't want to be here anymore, and
I got stuff to do.
Yeah, I got more important things to do. And then we hop back down to Vincent's Pizzeria, Christian Haydenson's family pizza parlor.
Yeah.
Nothing really happens here other than
Nono's like, hey everybody, I'm taking you out to dinner.
Yeah. So it's the grandfather saying like, hey, we're gonna take you out to dinner. Okay, what's the thing? I'm taking you out to dinner. Cool. We cut over to the other pizza parlor. Grandma's like, hey, same thing. With
Danny Aiello.
What's that?
I said I'd love to have dinner with Danny Aiello. Sorry.
I would too. You having a moment? You okay?
I'm just having a little moment.
Right, about you missed an up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You missed an up?
I'm getting a little misty.
All right. Well, come back to me. I'm going to keep it going here, but okay, we'll keep it together.
Especially Kevin Heffernan's brother in King of Queens.
Oh boy.
Right, go on.
And then we bounce to Robert's Emma's family pizza parlor. Same thing, right? Grandma's like, hey, Sal, we're having a family dinner. I'm taking you out to dinner. Why? Blah, blah. Okay.
So
the grandparents are setting up the families to come together to let them know that we're banging and we're getting married.
While we're here, while we're at Sal's, we've been talking about Nona's sauce a lot, right? Everyone raving about Nona's sauce. It's kind of the whole plot of the movie revolves around Nona's sauce.
Yeah. Well, they say in the beginning too, one's the crust, one's the sauce, which you point out at the very beginning of the first episode was that part one. You called it in the first 2 minutes. You can't have a good pizza without a good sauce and good crust.
Exactly. And Nona's secret, which everyone's making a big deal about the whole movie, is a couple of anchovies. Yeah.
That's it.
Which it's a super common ingredient in a tomato sauce. Like, I'm actually really pissed that the 4-star Michelin chef and
couldn't figure out what
a couple of anchovies is like. That's tomato sauce 101. It makes me furious.
Yeah, it's pretty lazy.
It's the laziest. And like nobody ever thought of this. She went to culinary school.
Yeah, I can taste that there's anchovies in here, Grandma.
No, you can't. Yeah, no, you can't. No one can.
What?
Infuriating. And then, like, when Alyssa Milano and Robert's Emma are having this weird little conversation about how a good man is a meal you want to eat every night.
Yeah, that's weird.
I hate when they say, in unison. Still sounded sexual though.
Oh, I know. I was like, what?
Yeah, it did. This whole scene is really weird and uncomfortable. Why would you accentuate that even more? If any woman had reviewed the script, she would have said, "Oh, that feels unnatural."
Yeah.
So then we cut to the Indian restaurant, I guess.
Yeah. So we cut to family dinner night, right?
Yeah,
And
we're finally getting close to the end.
Yeah, we're getting there. And so we get the two families finally coming together at an Indian restaurant. Seems like neutral ground.
Yeah.
And then there's, of course, the dads are like, we're not gonna do this, whatever. The grandparents are like, just sit down. And they tell all how they're in love and blah blah blah. And this is where
I love how knockoff Ray Romano is like, what do you mean having a relationship? Forgive me, Salvatore. We've been lovers.
Yeah. He's kind of like, dude, what are you, like, you're a 50-year-old guy, 40-year-old guy? Like,
yeah.
Can you not figure this out? Come on.
Grow up, guy.
It's kind of annoying. And so we have this whole thing. Of course, things explode. And then we get to a pizza competition, right? Because the two dads are just two total assholes. And they're finally like,
yeah. And thank God we're finally at the point where, like, okay, we're going to get to the climax of the movie. Apparently the end of this movie is going to be some kind of pizza bake-off, which is what I wanted the whole time.
Yeah. There's a competition that's set between, like, oh, at the Little Italy festival, whatever, let's have a pizza competition. Whoever's pizza wins, the loser has to move out.
Yeah. And the fathers are banned, which we know.
Yep. And we find out why later, but yes, they've been banned. And they say, right, at the table. Right. And then they basically put the two kids up against each other.
Which I love Robert's Emma there saying, I'm a chef. I don't do pizza.
Oh, the whole table just
it's like that kind of movie.
Yeah. It's like asking for jam when you're what's that old commercial? Please pass the jelly.
You mean Welch's?
And the whole table passes out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much what happens.
And then you get a good Christian Hayden, yeah, like you let me win last night.
Oh yeah, because they go face to face. Yeah, they go face to face, and they're kind of like tearing it up. And of course, this is the moment where, like, he screws up and says something. Yeah, and he's
right. The sexual tension is off the charts here.
Yep. And because there's a whole running theme too, where she thinks that he's letting her win or something like that, right?
Right. And, like, how is everyone at the table not more upset about this? Everyone seems to be kind of oblivious and
right?
in playing dumb.
And some kind of get in, like, wait, what are they talking about? And it's like,
this is a much bigger feud than the feud that they've been working on already.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a hardcore line there. Yeah, like, you let me win last night.
Right.
Christian.
And then we get to the, there's a reason they call it Little Italy. Nothing ever changes here, which makes no sense. Still, in the context of the movie, in the trailer, it made no sense. And in the context of the movie, it makes even less sense.
Still makes no sense.
Right.
And that's her big line to everyone that I don't like it.
And
then it's raining because, of course, when things are bad, you have to make it rain so everyone knows that things are bad, right?
Always make it rain.
And then we get to Luigi's bar. There's a lot going on in this scene.
Right. A lot of giggleberries.
A lot of stuff. So we get to Luigi's bar. Luigi now is it was Andrew Fung.
Yep.
Is that his name? Yeah. Who's honestly been probably the best. He's
far and away the best actor in this whole movie.
And the most interesting character. And this is where we get, like, his backstory, which at the same time, I'm kind of like, do we really need this? But it's like, no, actually we do, because it's more interesting than anything else that's going on.
Yes.
So they get back, and it's him and Christian Hayden closing up the bar or whatever. And Luigi giving, Christian Hayden some love advice, tips, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you should go, whatever. And they have a little back and forth, and they're like, I assume that they were friends, and, like, they're actually like they're close friends, right?
It seems that way from, like, since the dawn of time I'm led to believe.
Yeah. Like they are friends, right? And they're good friends, and they also live together. Anyways, so they do that, and then we get Luigi's backstory, right?
Right. Like when I told my dad I was gay, he threw me out of the house.
Christian Hayden is like completely surprised by this. You guys
Well,
live together. You're apparently supposedly best friends,
right.
So it's
And
like,
he's saying, well, will you still be my friend while, like, if that's the case? And he goes, oh, we wouldn't be friends because you're like guys?
yeah.
No, because I'm not Italian.
Like what? And then the other problem with this whole thing is that so Luigi goes this whole backstory about how he got his family threw him out because he was gay, and Little Italy accepted him and pulled him in, and that's why he's got this. He kind of
Once he
assumed
became Luigi.
once he became Luigi, he assumed kind of this Italian type of side of him, right? Like he became part of the community. Calling this out, Christian Hayden's dad says in the very beginning of the freaking movie when he's like, "Oh, I got to leave early because I have to go work over Luigi's." His dad's like, "Why are you going and working over there? Why are you doing all that?" He's a non-Neapolitan.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's really messed up. Like this movie is very sad.
Well, it just doesn't. There's no consistency there. There's no.
Yeah, everything is awful about this movie, Russ. I think it's okay to say that.
Andrew Fung there was like still like funny, and like at the end of it, he's like they give each other a hug, and that was pretty funny.
It was.
Like, is that your hand on my ass? I was like, all right. And he had a bunch of like,
yeah,
he had a bunch of like one-liners that came off, and it was like, all right, this is funny, but
yeah, we're back at the church again.
Church, grandma, Robert's Emma,
telling her that love is good.
Great. Blah 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 blah.
Who cares?
Yeah, no, it was like more grandparent wisdom. Cool.
Yeah, back to the festival. We got Leo biking around, talking about how he's got something to say with Emma Roberts and
some shitty kind of trash talk, but they don't want to do this. Blah blah blah. It was stupid. This is stupid. All these things are stupid. And then we get
the pizza contest. Yeah,
here we are. Now we're at the pizza contest.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Italian. Make it a pizza pie. Make it a pizza pie. I was getting pretty hungry.
Yep.
Everything's moving pretty quickly.
It looks kind of like the pizzas were pre-baked. So like they're making these pizzas and the crust looks like it's already cooked.
Hey, it's 700 degrees, man. It only takes like what?
No, but before they even put in the oven, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
So the big pizza competition. There was 6 people, right? Because there was or 3, whatever, 5, whatever. It doesn't matter. It was the 2 of them and then like 3 random dudes in the middle. Obviously, they weren't moving on to the next round.
Right.
So they go through one round. Obviously, it's coming down to Christian Hayden and Robert's Emma.
Right, and this is when I discovered that Vince's The Best and Sal's It's Better are the names of their businesses.
This was the eye-opening moment, right?
That's what drove me nuts, where I was like, wait a second, I thought those were just slogans. Oh no, those are the names of the business.
So we make it a pizza, make it a pizza. The competition has been reduced down to the 2 of them, obviously.
Spicy meatball.
Okay. Head to head. And yeah, of course, the children of the 2 best pizza places in Little Italy.
Yep, children of the corn.
And so they're going for it, and we got Christian Hayden he's doing some serious pizza dough tossing.
I hope this was part of his method acting. Like I really hope that he worked on this for months.
Yeah, I hope so too.
He looked pretty good at it.
Yeah. Hey, you watch the credits, so the outtakes where he lost one.
I sure did. Yeah, pretty funny.
Of course he did. So they're doing this. He's doing flippity floppity, kind of throwing a little style in it. And Robert's Emma, so she goes down to get the pizza sauce underneath, right underneath the tables, and there they are, the two jars of pizza sauce, right?
Yep.
Clearly, she does a swap. She grabs, right, his family's pizza sauce, or swaps them out.
So scandalous.
Because his family is known for the crust. Her family is known for the sauce. She basically just moves her family's sauce to his pizza to make the perfect pizza, right? As it used to be back in the day, right?
Right. And this is when it actually separately really worries me that do you think Vince actually has health problems here. Like he's grabbing his side and saying vangina a lot, and I'm really worried about his health.
Like mental or physical or both?
Both. I think like he seems like he's a concerning subject. I don't know.
Yeah, he also has zero sense of biology. He has no idea where anything is in his body,
which makes it more concerning, I think.
More concerning. Agreed. We're all tense. It's tense. At first I thought she was cheating, but then I realized she wasn't cheating by swapping the sauces. What she was doing was she was just giving him the win so she could just get out of town and move on with her life.
Anti-cheating.
And
at the same time, Leo's Pizza looked a million times better.
It did. It really did.
So I'm glad he won.
I am too. But did he? So the pizza competition comes down to them. They do the big pizza, whatever. All over her face, she's just kind of like, nah. Obviously, she's like, I swapped the whole thing, and I just want to get the hell out of here.
That's when we get from the judges, like, the sauce, the crust. It reminded me of when your fathers were together.
God. Lay it on thick there.
Thank you for heavy-handedly telling me that.
Oh, my God. Oh, and they had this weird, like, competition, too. Get to the weird, like, small bikini, small underwear competition.
Yeah. Like, oh, the bikini competition and the men's bikini competition.
Oh, and by the way, just to remind you that we have a gay character here.
Yeah, I hate this so much. I hate all of it.
It was so annoying because it's just like, oh, by the way, we have a gay character here, and they cut to Luigi being all excited, and it's like, this is terrible. This is terrible writing. Like, give him something better because he's so much better than everyone in this movie.
What a waste!
Like, come on, do better.
Yep. So then
do better with the representation. Don't just make it like these stereotypes that are just there, kind of plodding along. So much opportunity, so little. Yeah, it was paint by numbers. At best. That's generous. Yeah. So she does this whole thing, and before the competition even ends, she knows he's gonna win because she just gave, best crust, best sauce. Right. So she does this, just leaves. She's got her bag packed already right there, grabs the bag, hops in the cab, ready to go, heading back to the YYZ, flying out of town. Yeah, I love that it's a race to the airport. Classic. That's a classic movie trope. Yeah. Like, it doesn't get any more rom-com-y cliche than gotta get to the airport before they leave. Like, right. That's bad. Yeah, super bad. I love the Adrian. Oh yeah. Right, because Luigi gives a comparison that he originally gives a comparison that they're Romeo and Juliet, but then realizes they both die. And then he gives a comparison like, oh no, you guys are more like Rocky. Yeah, Rocky and Adrian. It's pretty great. So then she's off in the cab. She's leaving town, scooting out of town, which this all just makes no sense. It's all moving too quickly. Like, why would she just like hop? Like, her family's there. Like, she wouldn't say goodbye to her family like properly? Like, no, it makes sense. This was all just really irritating to me. Yeah. This is just like garbage. Let's wrap up this shitty rom-com quickly thing, right? Yeah, they're also like causing a mass panic at the airport. Like, I don't think that. Yeah. So, and then Hayden Christian. Before we get to the airport though, he gives up. He's like, he tastes the pie because like, oh, this is the best pie. And then when the announcers say like, oh, this tastes like a pie, you guys, he's like, he tastes the slice and he's like, no, I can't accept this win because this is the sauce from blah blah. It's my family. Crust, but it's got the Angioli family sauce. Yeah, and it's like, okay, and everyone's like, oh, all right, and he gives that up, and where'd she go? She should come up here and win, and she's not there. Then he hops in a scooter, and I don't know how fast Vespas go, but not that fast. He beelines it to this airport, a full 25 miles an hour, like 45, yeah. 40. Like, yeah, maybe that's generous, but yeah, he gets there to the airport and skids in and is running through the airport looking for her. And meanwhile, Emma Roberts is going through security and she is failing at every turn. Like, they're calling her on in the security line through the metal detector. They're calling her on all the things that aren't the most obvious things. Like, they're like, yeah, that might be your bracelet, or oh yeah, that might be what she's got this huge necklace on around her neck the whole time. They're not saying anything. Like, maybe you should take that off.
Yeah,
It's also
super
like,
upsetting.
this is your first time through an airport? Like,
Grow up.
grow,
Take all your shit off. Like, grow up.
grow up. Like, you've been through, come on.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, why is the airline shutting down for this? The whole security line is shut down. Like, they're having a big speech moment. It's very rom-com, very like
so super tropey. It's over the top. It's fucking. It's so annoying.
the only thing that matters is what's happening right now, kind of thing.
Yep. Big speech from. So finally, he catches her. He's on the stair. This is also really weird because he's on like a stairwell and like she's down going through security and he's looking over them. Like, I don't think that's how that. I don't think that would ever be. I don't think that's how that works. But
no, we got the girl on the airline saying, "Girl, go to London. Don't change your plans for no man."
Yeah. And it's like he's giving the big speech, not even really talking about how bad he was or whatever he did wrong. Just I don't even know. Just blah 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 blah. I love you. Blah blah blah. Stick around.
I'd be so mad if I was in the security line.
I'd be livid. I'd be livid.
Yes,
absolutely livid.
So operations shut down.
So then the other thing too is like the entire family. By the way, we skipped this. The entire family hopped in a van. All of them. The entire like both sides of the family hopped in a van, drove to the airport as well. So it's a big. Everyone's together moment, right?
Oh yeah, it's a whole
grandparents steal a little scooter thing at the airports. Everyone's there. Everyone's there.
Yeah. Christian Hayden gives us the words of wisdom. Love isn't words; it's actions.
It's pretty deep there, Christian.
Fuck you.
Yeah. be better, man. This is terrible. And then so this whole speech, he finished the speech. The family's all, everyone's there. And then she just walks through the security thing. And I was like,
thank God.
Yes. She just left. I love it.
She chose London instead of Christian Anderson.
Yes. Choose yourself. This is what you need to do. This is going to make you happy. Do it.
But
then she just comes right back. Well, I had to get my luggage.
Yep. Hate it. This is the worst ending to the worst movie.
I think this movie would have been a gajillion times better if they just flipped it all on its head and she just like left and that was it.
Yes, I would have loved that. And then what made it even worse was then they come back to no one even knows what the fucking whole fight was about. This whole movie, the whole fight, everyone being upset about everything all the time. They bring it back to you. Finally, it's the question I hadn't been asking the whole time, but what's everyone upset about? The whole fight is about naming a pizza after the goddamn old people.
Yep. That's it. It's the whole reason why the two dads are the two assholes. They're the only ones. They hate each other.
I'm so
angry.
Ones.
They're the only ones. And the whole reason is because back in the day when they won, they're like, oh, what should we name it after? And one was like, let me name it after my grandpa. And they blamed it on the grandparents. They basically were like, it's because of you two.
And then No here says, hey,
dumbest
call
thing
me Jay-Z. Danny Aiello, call me Jay-Z. I hate this movie so much. It makes me furious.
Oh, it's so bad. So bad. And then it's kind of classic, like, all right, this moment, cool. Girl gave up.
Have resumed.
A girl gave up her dream as a chef for a man. Classic rom-com garbage.
As much as we tried to explicitly subvert that, we ended up doubling down on it.
And they tried to cover it up at the very, very end, but they didn't do a good job of it.
Awful.
Yeah, so pretty much garbage. But hey, everyone's happy. Everyone's together. Okay, cool. Yay. And then we cut to voiceover again, I think, for a little bit. And then we show them in this new restaurant, Pizza Organica.
Right. Presumably Pizza Organica.
Yeah,
whatever. The grand opening of some fancy new restaurant.
Yeah. And they're telling the story to Jane Seymour.
Who I love when Emma Roberts goes, oh, what, Garrett's menu didn't work out with Jane Seymour's restaurant there? And she goes,
yep.
Quite the contrary. That pisses me off because it's not quite the contrary. It's exactly what Emma Roberts said. Like, it didn't work out because they fucking poisoned the critics. She's like, oh, yeah, quite the contrary. It actually worked its way out of the critics' colon so fast I had to shut my restaurant down. Wait, what? They got poisoned.
So the whole voiceover thing was them. We're now sped up now to the future moment, right? Where now their voiceover, they were telling her the story of how they did this whole thing, right?
Yep.
And everything's working out for everyone. But yeah. So I don't know. I was so irritated by this.
Yeah, awful.
I was so irritated by this. So she gave up her dream as a chef, or being potentially a 4-star Michelin chef, right?
Yep.
Which doesn't exist, for a man. And then she comes back, and Jane Seymour, the woman who's going to give her this opportunity, is like, yeah, it didn't work out. And it's like their kind of way of like kind of paving, like kind of glossing over that problem, right?
Yep.
But then it's like, well, yeah, but the other guy who made the menu screwed it up. If she had stuck with it and made the menu, maybe it would have been great.
It would have been totally fine. Yeah. I'm glad everyone found love in the end, except for this woman and like a bunch of the main. Like, nobody's happy here at the end except for Christian Hayden.
That's pretty much it. But I mean, everyone is happy though. Really though. Like,
yeah, I guess so.
Like everyone, this is like, and then it's just a flood of just people being happy. Yeah, everyone's together.
Nona joking about being pregnant, which you're like, wait a second, aren't you 70?
I was like, is that a joke? Are they serious? But I think they're serious. I was like, what is going on right now? And then it's like, hey.
It wasn't written like a joke.
Oh, yeah. By the way, that's our two workers, there are two Indian workers, are the only two Indians in all of Toronto are dating. Cool. They found love. Great. Everyone's finding love. Great. This is all working out for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, and we forgot too, Luigi. He finds love at the airport. The TSA guy.
I hate this movie so much.
Oh, and it's just like everything's working out. Everything's just like, hey, here's your stereotypical bucket. Here you go. Good luck.
And credits.
And credits. Everything's working out gangbusters for everyone here. It's fine. Yep. Everyone's happy. This is great.
Bloopers. We got Christian Hayden dropping a pizza. We got
10 years from now, Robert's Emma's character is going to be hating her life. She should have chosen to make the menu and go to London and live out her dream and do her thing. Long story short, this entire movie, just, it's okay to focus on yourself.
Yeah. Foot fetish guy talking about fucking dead bodies, which they should have left in the script, I think.
Yep. More. Yeah, that's right. He licked the bottle, the Peroni bottle. Yep.
Oh, friends with benefits? Well, not if they're dead. Oh, what?
So overall, I think it exceeded the expectations of shittiness compared to the trailer we saw.
Sure. I hate this movie so much. I am furious. I would go watch Last Days of American Crime twice. I think that would be maybe 4 times this movie length.
Go for it.
Yeah. Either way, you'll be much happier.
Yeah. Life will be, you know what? Do this. Make a pizza at home.
Yeah.
Just make your own homemade pizza. Spend the time making homemade pizza at home for someone that you care about. That's better spent time than watching this movie.
Do you like pizza? Do you like movies? Don't watch this one. Make a fucking pizza.
Yeah, just make a pizza. You can throw some fig and arugula on it. It's not that scary. You can do it. It's fine. It's going to be delicious.
Yeah, people love figs.
Or you know what? Don't. Just make a regular old circle pizza with mozzarella and sauce, because you know what? That is still a good fucking pizza.
Exactly. Yeah, make a pizza, eat it.
Fuck you, Christian Hayden. It's a fine pizza. Pizzas don't need to be square. They don't need to be stupid. Just make a pizza.
Yeah. Ugh. Rest in power pizza. Well, anything else that you think we should mention about this one, or should we?
No, I think we need to put the nail in the coffin on this one and move on. So
thanks for all of you who have made it this far and have listened to the episode.
Survivors really here.
I promise we'll be back next week with a trailer trash for whatever horrible movie we're going to watch next. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, or we're ITMT Pod on Twitter.
And if you're feeling old fashioned, you can send us an email at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. But as always, all of our episodes can be found on our website, itsthismeetsthat.com. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Till next time, be safe. Practice safe sex.
We need to work on our sign off a bit still.
Yeah. Love you.